I've been watching news. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say because I don't know if both of you guys might kind of like it, though. I don't know if they talk too much about music you guys particularly like. There's I've been watching a shitload of this YouTuber who's called Mike the Snare, and he does a lot of like. I've been watching specifically. He does a series called Deep Discog Dive, where he'll listen to every release by an artist that typically gets voted on by a poll of his like Patreon subscribers, I think. And he has some good ones. He has like the Beatles, Pink Floyd. There's a lot of like hip hop and stuff that he's done. He's done like Kanye West and stuff like that. He had an Arctic Monkeys video. He has one for King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, by the way.
Yo.
Which love King Giz. Tyler, I feel like you'd like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
I'll check them out.
If you don't already listen to them.
I do not. I will investigate.
I recommend I'm in Your Mind Fuzz or Nonagon Infinity as places to start.
Is this like a funk band?
They're an Australian, mostly psych rock band.
Interesting. Okay.
They do some other stuff. One of their more recent albums was like thrash metal.
Huh.
They had 2 drummers for a really long time.
Interesting. All right, yeah.
They make a bunch of weird shit. They made like 5 albums in a year one time, all 5 of which were at the very least good. Like,
nice.
They're pretty baller. King Giz.
Yeah. I'll check them out tomorrow.
Learning the Ropes listeners, check out King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. They
slap. Also, this is Learning the Ropes.
Yeah, this is now the intro.
You're not letting me do the thing.
I'm going to let you do it right now.
Welcome to Learning the Ropes. My name is Matt. With me, as always, we got Andrew.
Hey!
And the young lion, the orangutan himself. It's Tyler Ostos.
Let me hit this pattern real quick. What's up?
Hey.
And today is the first of our... Andrew, did we decide?
I don't think we decided. Here's my pitch, Matt. If this podcast episode, after it goes up on YouTube, gets exactly 1 comment, even 1 comment asking for it, we will cover Lex Luger versus Yokozuna.
Okay, so 3, maybe 4 episodes covering one of the greatest pay-per-views of all time.
It can be 4 Mania 10 episodes if you guys want it, listeners.
Yeah, it's going to be WrestleMania 10.
Yeah, shout out to WrestleMania 10. Mania 10, in a lot of ways, is the first WrestleMania that people can call like a quote-unquote good WrestleMania. Like an overall great show. Which, it's kind of mostly because 1 through 9 had like good matches, but the show overall wasn't as good as Mania 10 would end up being.
And there might be a slight reason because of this, Tyler, as this WrestleMania 10 is the first WrestleMania to not feature Postamania's own Hulk Hogan.
Good.
Yeah. First Hoganless Mania.
Positive.
Yeah. Already, absolutely, a note in this WrestleMania's favor is it does not feature Hulk Hogan. Now, Tyler. What do you know about the Hart family?
Are they cursed?
No, that's the Von Erichs.
That's the Von Erichs. Okay. Did they kill the Kennedys? No. That's Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Oh, so nothing.
You know at least one of them.
Bret Hart's beautiful. I know that.
That's true. But yeah, we've talked about Bret, and we've touched on a lot of them actually. But we talked about Jim the Anvil Neidhart, as well as the British Bulldog. But today we're talking mostly about Bret Hart's younger brother Owen. Owen Hart, legend. began his wrestling career in 1986. When he trained, obviously he's Owen Hart. He's a graduate of Stu Hart's Dungeon. And then he quickly debuted for a promotion called Stampede Wrestling in Calgary.
Wait, was Steve Hart their uncle?
Stu Hart.
Stu Hart is their dad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There are 7 Hart children.
So it's not Uncle Magic.
No.
Okay.
Their dad just beat the shit out of them in their basement, basically, is what their training was.
Yeah, but it was fake beating the shit out.
I guess.
Not real child abuse. It was wrestling training.
Everyone was of age.
And they all wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It's like when your family runs like a sandwich shop. Or like a laundromat. And you wanna and they want you to go into the family business and you're like, yeah, let's do it. It's family business.
No, fuck the family business. I got out of the family business.
Well, yeah, some people would.
Oh.
Now, like we said, he would work at Stampede Wrestling in Calgary, as well as in the United Kingdom as part of World of Sport. For the next few years after his debut, before he earns Pro Wrestling Illustrated's Rookie of the Year in 1987, and subsequently branches out and has some matches with New Japan Pro Wrestling. He faces Keiichi Yamada, aka Jushin Thunder Liger.
Okay.
He would then, in May of 1988, capture the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Legendary championship is the business. So many great holders, and he's actually the first gaijin or non-Japanese person to win that belt.
Okay.
Yeah. And his success in New Japan would lead him to working a short stint for the WWF under the Blue Blazer persona, which is kind of a superhero gimmick. And that was in 1988. Ultimately, his first run wouldn't last. He would leave in 1989 following a loss to Mr. Perfect at Mania 5. And then Owen would work around the world, both as Owen Hart and as the Blue Blazer for the next 2 years, working all around the world in promotions like
the Universal Wrestling Association in Mexico,
Stampede Wrestling back in Canada,
Catch Wrestling Association in Germany.
He'd go back to New Japan over in Japan,
All-Star Wrestling in the United Kingdom,
and even World Championship Wrestling, WCW, in the USA.
Owen would eventually find himself re-signing with the WWF in the last few months of 1991, and would be put in a team with his brother-in-law, Jim Neidhart, the Anvil, as the new foundation. Jim Neidhart and Bret Hart were the Hart Foundation. Now they're the new foundation. The team was short-lived, though, lasted only about a month, because following the 1992 Royal Rumble pay-per-view, Jim Neidhart would actually exit the WWF and Owen Hart would go solo. He would feud with guys like Bam Bam Bigelow and the Head Shrinkers until mid-1993, when Bret Hart begins his feud with Jerry the King Lawler following King of the Ring.
Yeah. So, yeah, Jerry Lawler feud starts. Owen would back his brother up during that feud, leading to Survivor Series, where the Hart family, Bret and Owen, as well as 2 of their other brothers, Bruce and Keith, would face against Jerry the King Lawler and his 3 knights.
But Lawler...
Knights.
Yeah,
knights.
They were the round table.
They were the Blue Knight, the Black Knight, and I believe the Red Knight. They were just random wrestlers that they decided to just call knights. If I remember correctly, one of them was Greg Valentine.
They didn't have armor.
No, they did not.
That'd be cheating.
But
I lost interest.
But you see, Lawler would actually not make it to the show, and would be substituted by Shawn Michaels in that match, who would lead the Knights into a losing effort against Stu Hart's children. But during the match, as is tradition in these kind of big tag matches here at Learning the Ropes, Bret and Owen would inadvertently crash into each other, causing Owen Hart to get eliminated. Owen would show up absolutely furious after the match, causing a whole scene. Bret's mother starts to cry.
Like real
And
tears?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she could, if she was told beforehand that Owen was going to show up and yell at Bret, but
He was also a wrestler.
Yeah, it's and this kind of starts the slow burn to their eventual feud.
Yeah. Bret would try and make amends. He secures them a WWF tag title match at the Royal Rumble 1994, where Bret would sustain a kayfabe knee injury, and the ref eventually calls the match.
Now, Owen attacks Bret after the match, kicking his knee and then walking off. The Royal Rumble 1994 is, of course, the Royal Rumble that we covered last week, and so later in the card, Bret would enter the Royal Rumble, injured knee and all, and co-win with Lex Luger. And following that, Owen would further accuse his brother of being selfish and holding him back, accusing Bret of throwing their tag title match, too. Owen would say that it felt good to take out his brother, and he challenges him to a match at WrestleMania 10.
Bret would accept the match, deciding to pull double duty on the card, as he was also scheduled to face Yokozuna for the WWF title in the main event. And with that, the stage is set. WrestleMania 10. We're in Madison Square Garden, which, by the way, is like the WWF's, people call it their like spiritual home. It's kind of like the home base for WWF. I feel like we haven't talked about MSG on the show yet, so but yeah. MSG, WrestleMania 10, brother versus brother, an actual real-life blood feud. Let's watch the match.
And now, a word from our sponsor. Learning the Ropes is brought to you by Anchor FM. Are you passionate about something and want to share that passion with the world? Then maybe it's time for you to start a podcast of your own, and Anchor is the best place to do that. Anchor is a one-stop shop for creating high-quality video and audio podcasts. Anchor has tools that allow you to record, edit, and even publish your podcasts right from your phone or computer. With Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on the most popular listening platforms. I'm talking about Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, and so much more. It's everything you need all in one place, and best of all, Anchor is 100% free to use. So what are you waiting for? Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And we're back.
Hi.
Return of Craig! Back from the match!
Now tell me, Tyler.
Yes.
What did you think?
It was a very technical match.
Yes.
It felt like.
Yeah.
Which I'm conflicted because I liked it a lot, but
Yeah.
I think Bret does shine better against less technical wrestlers. I think his matches are more entertaining with more or with less technical people, and like I can't compare Owen Hart stuff because I haven't seen him obviously like before this match, but I'm conflicted because I liked it a lot, but because like it had like a lot of cool stuff in it. Like it had I think more like cool things that happened in this match than we've seen in like a long time or like ever maybe. But because they were both so technical, it didn't pop as much. It felt like so I don't know how to feel about it yet.
Then maybe I'll give my 2 cents, and then maybe that'll sway you one way or another.
Critique, capital C, critique.
I really like this match.
Mm-hmm.
I love the story that they kind of tried to tell at the beginning, where Bret is really just like trying to roll up Owen. He just Bret at the beginning of this match almost seems reluctant to be in this match to me. Like Owen is like not pulling punches. He's just like kicking the shit out of Bret, and Bret's just trying to roll him up the whole time. It felt like especially at the first half. And at a certain point, Bret is like, I gotta actually like fight my brother, I guess. I don't know if you guys felt that way about it.
Yeah,
That's what like they kept saying during the match. And I don't know. I think maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I like that story a lot of like it's almost like until really like the kind of like the knee injury spot, I think, that like Bret is almost trying to like he's trying to do it quick and easy, where it's just like he's going for roll-ups a lot, trying to just stack Owen up, get the match over with, and then like not quite I don't know if I would say like holding back, certainly not by like the end. But it's like it feels like he doesn't want to hurt Owen, or like he more or less that he cares about not hurting Owen. And Owen just wants to win, and he doesn't.
Owen doesn't care about not hurting him at all.
Yeah,
He's
Owen
just
doesn't
tossing him
care about
around.
not hurting Bret.
And I feel like it's one of those things where like it plays really well into the fact that Bret's pulling double duty on this show.
Yeah.
Like Bret has another match still. And like the idea that like once it's like, oh shit, I might be hurt, I need to close this. So he just like starts getting a little bit more vicious, starts actually, fighting back a little bit harder.
Yeah, it gets like a little dirty.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that really works, especially in like the like grander story that is happening right now.
Yeah. Lots of fucking. I think there were several moves in this match. I think are the best version, maybe at least the best like version of that move I've ever seen.
That's suplex.
Oh god, that German suplex, the bridging German suplex.
The amount
so
of kip ups too that Bret just does. Just so casually. I'm like, oh okay.
They're just springing up off the mat. Bret hits a side Russian leg sweep on Owen that is unironically the best one I've ever seen in all my years of watching wrestling. It's the only time I've ever not disliked that move.
He hooks that leg in real deep and like makes a point to trip him up with it. I really love Owen does a like calf kick, and it's messy in a good way. Like I feel like a lot of time guys go for that kind of kick and they want it to look pristine and pretty, and they want it to be like the perfect arc and stuff. But this one just looked like he just tossed himself at Bret and it looked great. It was surprising to see Owen bust out the tombstone pile driver in this match.
Yeah. And he hit it properly.
We'll talk about that, Tyler.
Yeah, that'll be another thing. That's an inside joke. It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
The near falls were great. Like I really like that they don't do the more modern wrestling thing where it's like near fall after near fall after near fall.
Yeah.
I like the pacing throughout the match. Like it the
pacing's really good in this match.
Yeah. It built up properly, I felt like.
It's also because it starts slow-ish, but not in like a bad way, and then it just keeps building though. Like it never like lulls at all. It just keeps going.
Right.
It just keeps escalating until Also, I love how he keeps trying to fucking pull the fucking sharpshooter on him too. That's great. That's awesome.
Also, just we've seen Bret win matches with that victory roll from the corner. And I love just the like, you're not gonna get that one on me kind of deal.
Yeah.
Where Owen just drops down. Yeah. Like Bret does that roll up constantly, like to the point that like McMahon, who's on commentary, starts calling it like before he even like actually does it. He's like, "Oh, he's in the corner. He's going for that victory roll."
Like yeah, the classic Vince McMahon on commentary, victory roll. Like,
and then Owen just doesn't let him have it. He just lays down into it and gets the 1, 2, 3. And I love that. I love that it was like Bret going for a move he does constantly, and Owen just obviously studied, like in kayfabe, studied the tape, you know?
Yeah. The Harts are so fucking good at like detailed, technical, like realistic, logical kind of wrestling. That like I do see, like, Tyler, I see your point that like sometimes it can feel a little bit in like Bret's worst matches, it feels a little cold. Like it feels a little bit like I'm not emotionally invested. I'm
Yeah.
kind of like critically invested. For me, the kind of like brother versus brother story gets me in there.
I think that's the
And
thing, is that it, to me, like, coming in, it should have felt like a spectacle, and it didn't, but I think now, it it felt very personal, and I think that might be better. Like, I
yeah.
think coming into it, I'm like, it should feel like a, like this, like, event, but in actuality, it just felt very personal, like, there wasn't, like, an audience almost, And
Yeah.
I don't know, I think that, I think now, thinking about it, I think that might be better.
Um but yeah, I think also for me the match escalates really well. Like we already said about the pacing, like um it just builds in a really great way towards like it gets like bigger and bigger and bigger. There's possibly the most technically proficient superplex I've ever seen. Like like the it was such a well done, well executed move. I have some kind of nitpicks about it, but they're really just nitpicks. Things like I kind of wish, as great obviously as Bret Hart is at selling that injured knee, when are his knees working properly? But like I kind of wish there was a moment where the knee like really gave out, which is a thing maybe like in more modern matches we would definitely see that. And I also think the like knee injury is going to play more into his second match on the card. Um but I feel like normally in like a modern wrestling match, the fact that he was selling that knee the whole time would play into like he would go to put Owen up on the turnbuckle for like the superplex and his knee would give out so he couldn't do it. And he would like miss out on that opportunity or something like that. But other than that, and like it's just an absolutely gorgeous like technical wrestling spectacle. Like it's
Yeah,
such a good.
We all went silent because we started talking over each other.
Yeah, and I'm trying to collect my thoughts. So Matt, whatever you were gonna say, go for it.
What I was gonna say is this is like the lighthouse of wrestling. The Lighthouse is a very like good movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're into like very like, I don't want to say technical movies, but like like you know what I mean, like it's
I think
it's
you're provoking
cinema.
me. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think you're like provoking me into a tangent here, but I think the Lighthouse is really
Movie
great.
versus film. Movie versus film.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I guess
Yeah.
I'd
You
say
like
that.
films, yeah. This is
Martin Scorsese would call this match cinema. I think.
yeah.
Right. This is like the Lighthouse. Not like it's not Avengers Endgame. Not every it's not gonna attract that audience, but it attracts people who went to film school. you know.
Yeah.
Um.
Jigs, you owe me a Coke.
And
Coke.
so I think this match kind of falls under like that same kind of thing a little bit, where like it's very technically proficient. There's a lot of really great exchanging of holds and things like that. But it's not like Macho Man versus like I don't even know.
Like Hogan. It's not it
Yeah.
lacks like the like bombast, the like drama of like some professional wrestling matches.
Mhm.
I also want to say, you talked about, Matt, you just said like really good hold trading. This match might have the best like feeling out period I've ever watched. On like a rewatch, it's so like all of the Owen Hart's like kip up escape, the fucking sick like drop toe hold, like out of the hammerlock reversal into like Owen locks in like a side headlock and then Bret like rolls out of it and it's all super smooth. Oh, it's so good.
There's a reason why this match gets referenced a lot in other matches, like famously, much more recently, FTR during the Owen Hart tournament, the like Owen Hart Memorial Tournament in AEW. They faced each other and ended up doing like a lot of homages to this match and to a subsequent match that they end up having later down the road.
Yeah,
and it's there's a reason for it. Like it's a technical masterpiece. Yeah, it's now the hard part. Let's talk numbers. Let's talk ratings.
Let's talk ratings.
Andrew, I'm gonna make you go first.
This is a difficult one. I'm going to throw it I'm gonna say 4.75.
Okay.
I think that's where I'm at. It's missing, like I said, for me, it's missing some of just that edge of like bombast, like I said, that like big, like even more, like it's more of like a human kind of drama. And I wish they kicked it up a little bit farther.
Yeah.
But other than that, masterpiece, chef's kiss.
Like the finish, like it escalates up to a finish, and then it just like it escalates up and then finishes. It doesn't reach, I feel like a really climactic point.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of, and of course there's they have more matches, right? This isn't the end of this feud. So, like, I understand the whole leave them wanting more. In this case, I really do want more.
Yeah.
And it's so, Andrew, I'm having a lot of trouble because I know what match we're watching next week, and I know I've seen that match a lot of times. And I know what I'm going to give that match, and so it makes me hesitant. Like, I'm having a hard time, like, subjective, like trying to like rate this match without next week's match in mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it 4.5.
4.5, 4.5 from the mat.
4.5 from the mat.
Understandable.
I feel like you know, depending on the day, I could have gone a little bit lower on this match.
I kind of feel the same way.
But today, at this moment, it's a 4.5. Now, Tyler.
I think I'm also gonna go with a 4.5 because I think like it's only really missing the like, I don't know, it's missing like the drama, you know, the like big drama, the big like, but like like it's like so good though that it doesn't really it still holds its own, and it does have a different kind of drama. It just doesn't have the typical drama that we get. So if it had that, I could probably give it a 5.
All right, and we're all in the same ballpark. And Dave Meltzer, friend of the show, of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, gave this match a 4.75. Andrew, once again,
I'm in Dave Meltzer's mind, I think.
Yeah,
I'm in his walls. I'm in the house. I know where he lives. I have all of the information. I'm a god at guessing. Either way, if you watch this match and you rate it lower than a 4, you're a chump.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. Like,
that's the thing. Is like it's very hard to figure out where on the 4 scale this match sits.
yeah, and that's what like
4.5 is fair. Is fair for this match. And yeah.
I think like Tyler gave it a 4.5 because it was missing some of the drama that I think he and I both wanted. I think I only gave it 4.75 because it's missing just I think it's missing just slightly less than Tyler might think it's missing.
Yeah,
like I think it's so down to subjectivity.
Yeah.
Whether you're anywhere from 4.0 to 5.0 is 1000% valid. Like it's anything lower than 4.0 is like your taste becomes irrelevant. You're bad. Like you're cringe. Get out of here. You don't like wrestling.
And with that, any last words?
I wasn't ready. I'm never ready. I'm never ready anymore. I'm never ready.
No one's
anymore.
ever ready.
Oh shit, that's not a good
Didn't
one.
fucking Iron Sheik tweet some shit about the Queen?
Yeah.
Okay, that one's not good. That one's not good. Grown ass man in the passenger seat. That is a different tweet. But
My impression of Hulk Hogan is he is a dumb son of a bitch.
iOS 16, don't fuck this up, Bubba. See you next week.
Dude, same bat time, same bat place. You can go fuck yourself.